Yeah, everything should be okay. Camera's on, sound is on, activated. Hey, it's Imran, Web Squadron. Great to have you. Starting about 7 minutes early. I've had a very, very busy evening and a very, very busy morning. I put out 2 videos, obviously, about TinyWow and cold email generator. And then someone actually said, right, what about purge? And look, you're going to see it here, right? You see this list over here. Can you see here, right? Sorry, there. It says is it in focus? There you go, purge code snippet. So I was going to do a video on that, but because someone went and asked in the Facebook group on Web Squadron, I thought, oh, damn it, I better just get it done now then. Quickly recorded it, edited it. Basically, I must have done it all in like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, like really quick. Record, edit, artwork, get it out there, online, uploaded really quick. And I hope it helps you because it's, it's another way of getting a like a purge facility on your website without you having to basically to purge your site without installing another plugin. Because if you're using some of the solutions I've said, you might find it doesn't completely work with your purging one. Well, this does it for you, so you know you gotta love it. And I think it's another free solution, and it's one less plugin on your website. Please don't. Sorry, my phone's ringing. Hold on. I just had a phone call, and I don't know who that phone call was. Someone's just tried to call me and it just cancelled out. Okay, I don't know who that was, but anyway, we'll see if they call back. Hey, Sergio, Brian, everyone that's here. Fabric Texture, you saw our last page speed video. Only run an administrator or front end as well as a question. You basically run it everywhere, Fabric Texture. You run it everywhere. You don't just run it in administrator or front end. You basically run it everywhere. All of those codes you run everywhere. And Feek, I'm really glad you're liking the bricks videos and how they helped you out. Hey, Head Red Hot. Hey, Dave. Hey, Gary. Pez Loaded. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Pete. I hope you like how quick I was to respond, Pete. So there's that request in the Facebook group about purging your site. And you were very right about SiteGround. But I went and got out another fantastic little video. I mean, I do find, though, that sometimes you still need to go to SiteGround Server. Because SiteGround Server can be a pain with purging behind the scenes. But again, it's one less plugin that you have to use on your website. But do pick and choose what you use because and don't forget to hit like if you have not hit like already. It's just, again, another little solution you can use that saves you overloading your website with too many things. And I've been a little bit bombarded with requests, potential projects. So there's one new client I'm working on today, working on their site this morning and afterwards, and 2 other potential clients. And there's a couple of other companies that have approached me, and I'm going to talk about them in a moment. I'm going to wait for more people to join on because it kind of shows a funny state of play with how some of these companies like to operate. But I'm going to talk about that as well. Feek, you're moving totally to bricks from Oxygen. I think that's a good thing to do. Oxygen, obviously you got breakdowns. How long will Oxygen be supported? I don't think it will be supported for, well, it's kind of easing up. There is still some support. There are minor developments, but I think Oxygen's kind of won't be, I don't think it will be as good as it is now, if that, in 2 years' time. So making a move to something like bricks isn't a bad idea. Nick says, when using custom fonts, do you think we need the EOT fonts? The EOT, do you mean, hold on. When you say EOT, can you just clarify that? Are you talking about the elemental icon fonts? Can you just clarify that? Taha Kangas, how you doing? So let me just talk to you about 3 things that were on my mind. One of them was obviously the purge cache solution. So if you watch today's video, which is about purging, right, you drop in a code snippet and it will purge your cache. Please note, if you're using SiteGround, you might still need to go to SiteGround because SiteGround is a bit rock hard solid when it comes to caching. And sometimes you've got to really give it a bit of a push and a force. Yeah, go for it, Feek. If you got questions, you got to ask them here, right? There's no harm in asking them. It's what you do. Do you know what, Dave? That's EOT. It was at the back of my head and I was going, I don't think I even recall what that is anymore. So ask your question here, Feek. So purge your cache, it could help you out, but you might still need to go to your server, or I don't know, however it works for you. The second thing I wanted to talk about was WP Rocket, because guess what? Right, yes, Nick, yes. Sorry, I tell you what, Nick, I totally ignore that. I only ever go for, it's better to go for WAF 2. If you can't get a WAF 2, go for WAF. If you can't get a WAF, go for TTF. What I wouldn't do is overload it. So let's say you've got custom fonts railway. I wouldn't do WAF 2, WAF and TTF. You only do it once. So what is the one you can get? If you get WAF 2, that's it. If you can get WAF, that's it. If you can only get TTF, which is the standard, that's it. So that's what you do. But what you don't do is say, well, I've got all 3, so I'm going to do all 3 for the same font family. Because then it's like, well, which one is meant to be custom loaded in terms of prioritization? And I don't want to assume that that WordPress is that clever enough to do that. So I would say go for WAF 2. You can't get that, go for WAF. You can't get that, go for TTF, and then that's it. Sergio, as an idea, what if you would work live on some clients' websites? Do you know what? The trouble is, though, is that when you're working on a client website, Sergio, number 1, there's like confidentiality. Number 2, is the client going to like it if they found out I did a live? Number 3, you might be problem solving. So I've got to focus on their website, because what if you're working on a website and then you start talking to the screen and whatever, and you go and make a mistake, a critical error? So I say it's a little bit of a risky move. And there are people who have done videos where they say, I will now show you a video where I closed off a client deal or speaking to a client, and they are as fake as shit. There's no way any client out there is going to agree to being recorded or filmed on the phone to be viewed on YouTube. Like, really? Are they really going to want to talk about what they're paying, what their requirements are exactly, and all of that, how they want to compete with the competition? Fake as shit. I've seen a load of videos coming out where people go, yeah, I'm now going to show you how I closed a client call and stuff like that. But with working on a client website, I think there is a risk element attached to it. Imagine if I go and muck up the website, and now I'm panicking. I've got to sort it out. I've got to get back. Rollback's not working. It's It's not the sort of thing I would say would be a good thing to do, but I'll have a think about it. Feek says, Bricks feels so laggy when you edit content. I mean, the thing is though, Feek, what's your server? What browser, internet browser are you using, number 1? Number 2, what is your server, your host provider? So you got to think about that as well. Yeah, so, right, yeah. So, Nick, I think everyone is making a really good point. If people are not willing to upgrade their machine or their phone or their internet browser to the latest versions, you can't keep providing for them. Okay, there will come a point in time, at sometime in the future, there will come a time when every car is electric or hydrogen or whatever they have. There will come a point in time. You can't keep providing petrol if it becomes like, no, that's not the norm anymore. That's it. No more petrol. You can't keep providing it. And what I would say is you've got to move on for it. Okay, you've got to kind of move away from it. I mean, I would say, Feek, that you need to... what internet browser are you using and who is your host provider? Okay, I want to come on to the second point I wanted to talk about. And please don't forget to hit like. We've got 14 people watching. We've only got 10 likes. Get your finger out your belly button and hit that smash, crush that like. Do you know something, Dave? So Dave makes a very good point. Now and again, I have had a bit of a lag with bricks as well. And then all I do is just refresh the page and it's totally fine. That's all I do. Whenever that happens, and it has happened a few times, I just go with it. Hey, Brian. Okay. The second point, I keep coming back to this, was about WP Rocket. So our page speed 2023 video, which a lot of you like, which is great, and a lot of you have had amazing results. Have you seen the comments in the video? A lot of people are getting brilliant results. Have you seen the results? They're going from like 30 to 85, 90, whatever. They're doing super, super good. Someone posted our video in a Facebook group, which was to do with it's to do with WordPress, right? One of the developers of WP Rocket basically shat all over my video. Hi, Pete. Hey, what's Pete saying? Yeah, Wheel of Death, innit? You gotta hit refresh. So someone from WP Rocket, one of their developers or key people, basically shat all over my video. You can't do this, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. Quite frankly, someone else has come back to me and basically said, without referring to them, they've said independently, your video means I no longer have to use WP Rocket. Now let's just focus on that point just a little bit. This is someone, right, nothing to do with any other forum, has come to me and says, you know what, I've just watched your video, tried it out, I no longer have to use WP Rocket. Consider that for a moment, right? So this WP Rocket dev person who works for WP Rocket, okay, has basically shat all over my video, okay? Do you think maybe they're now a little bit concerned that they've put something out? And by the way, I'm not trying to destroy anyone's income. That is not my intention. But when they see that there is a video that is showcasing free solutions, free tips, free code snippets, that in a way now means you don't have to pay an annual... What's the annual fee for WP Rocket? Can anyone remember? I can't remember. What's the fee for WP Rocket for one site? I'll quickly go onto Google. Not Google. You know why I don't want to go onto Google. Let's just go to WP. What's the fee for 1 year? What's the pricing? Does anyone remember? Pricing. Okay, so here's the pricing, okay? So the pricing is $59 a year, okay? $59 a year is worth it, okay? You also get support as well. It's one website, okay? So that's what you could pay. Potentially, you could use the tips and stuff I've put out. Oh, I just covered my face. You could put the tips I put out for the Page Speed 2023 video and potentially optimize your website, potentially, right, for free. But this person, he basically shat all over it. So you know how when I do, you know how I do this? Let me show you. Can I show you on a website? No, I can't show. You know when I do the media settings, you know when I go to WordPress settings, media, and I say zero everything out, you know the image size is 0000000. I've done that on every website we build has got that 000. WooCommerce, appointment, booking, directory website, basic website, bricks website, elemental website, your mama's website, all of them, right? Not your mama. I don't know your mama. We've never had an issue ever with WooCommerce, ever with thumbnails. Hey, Maddie, we've never had a flipping issue. This person basically said, when you do that, you're going to have issue with your thumbnails. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm just going to quickly load it up, okay? So I'm talking about this, right? I'm talking about, where are we? Here we go, settings media, right? Whenever I build a WordPress website, I untick and zero everything out. Every WordPress website, okay, we've ever built, every website, we have never had a single effing issue with all of those being zeroed out, ever. Whether it's the thumbnail in your media library, WooCommerce, anything, ever. And they were basically like, yeah, you're going to have issues, you're going to have issues. What issue are you going to have? Because I'll tell you what, if anyone has zeroed those out and you've had an issue, I'd love to know about it. Right, okay, just going to check some of the comments that are coming in. Pete says, the only thing I would say about the speed optimization is your video on the page only has one line of text. It would be good to show a video after you... Pete. Pete. Did you not see... Right, okay, Pete, let me answer your question, Pete. Hold on, Pete. Don't go anywhere, Pete. Let me show you. Shimon. I've got to find it. Where is it? Hold on, I've got to find it. It is... hold on a minute. Hold on. Oh, damn it, I think I lost it. No, it's in our Facebook group, isn't it? We posted it in our Facebook group. Right, just hold on a moment. I've got to show something. So, Pete, you make a really good comment, Pete, right? Let me show you this, right? I'm not going to open it up, right? Right. Have a look at this, Pete. Okay, have a look at this. Can you see this page over here? Can you see the page? Let me know that you can all see the page. Right? Let me see if you can all see the page. Yeah, so I want to say, right, the latest Elemental version, I have noticed a few issues with the gallery. The gallery doesn't work properly, number one. And also, the gallery doesn't work. And there was a bit of an issue with nav menus as well with drop-downs. Let me just check some of the questions. Okay, right. So, Pete, are you watching? So can you see this 5-page report that I've built, which I'm going to do a video on, and I will release as a template that you can download as well. This is for a portfolio web designer, okay? You can change the colors, you can change the images, do what you want. But I'm going to try and help you guys out with how you can portray yourself better when you're trying to pull together a web design portfolio website. Because a lot of you, I think, are making mistakes and you're not selling yourselves very well. This is a full page. That's a page, that's a page, that's a page, that's a page. Look at the scores. So Pete, here's the scores. Using my page speed 2023 video. 99 on the mobile and 100 on the desktop. 100. That's the mobile score, that's the desktop score. Right? Page speed insights. There you go. Look at that. That's a full... We have a container here, container here, container here, container, 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 footer, and the headers up there as well. So that's like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if you include that as well. So that's 10. There's 10 containers. Some of them got child containers going on there, and we're hitting 99 and 100. Yeah, exactly, Pete. So that video, I'm hoping I will get out maybe on Friday. Something like that. Okay? So, yeah. Let me just check the comments, because I noticed, I think Sergio said something. Did you ever have a client website that no matter what you use for caching, it wouldn't work? This is where you need to go back to the server This is where you need to go back to the server, go to the host provider, and you might need to, if you've got Cloudways, Varnish, SiteGround, Memcache, Dynamic Cache, Bluehost, I don't know what they've got, if anything. GoDaddy, well, you're kind of stuffed there, really. So, hey, Mahboob, Danny Bear, I'm trying to look at a plugin, how to create a website with data table, training record, and with personal information. You mean like a personal... Yeah, okay. I mean, you're looking at SQL injection, etc., into a database. That's a difficult one without knowing the full spec, but also that would take a bit of thinking. Hey, don't worry, Pete. Don't worry. I mean, I will be adding to the video that if you think I'm talking Jack, go and look at this website or this video, which again goes through. And by the way, all of those scores, I individually tested every page. And I even built it. And I tell you what, when it went from 100 to 99 for the mobile on the homepage, I was like, what? How dare it go down to 99? But hey, you let it go, right? You let it go. So we've spoken about the purge cache. We've spoken about the WP Rocket comment, which just made me laugh. I thought, really? And you know the reply he gave? It was massive. He must have spent a good hour writing it. I didn't even reply to it. I thought, it's not my group. It's not my forum. No, Mamuka. It's called enthusiasm. It's called enthusiasm. It's called don't be mundane and boring and dull and monotone. I can be monotone, but we don't like monotone in this world. Well, to be honest, Pete, I will be using some of the comments that have been posted and go, look, here's the evidence, here's the proof of what people are saying. 'Cause I think they are pretty good comments. I think they're really, really good. Hey, George, I'm going to tap into you afterwards, okay, to look at that custom field thingamajig. So if Imran, what method am I using for e-icon? Well, you can load them through, and if you go and look at the page speed video for 2022, well, I think I've got a video somewhere. I have got a code snippet for that as well. Friendly reminder. Sorry, friendly reminder and remove your video? Friendly reminder? Not sure about that bit. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? I've actually forgotten. Yeah, Mahboob, go ahead and ask. What was I talking about? I've forgotten what I was talking about now. I have forgotten what I was talking about. Yeah, WP Rocket. So basically, I didn't reply to them because it's not my group. It's not my forum. Someone liked what we did, posted it, and then someone's gone and, you know, basically a WP Rocket dev. And I just thought, wow, you know, like you're really attacking here, aren't you? Because like you don't want anyone else to find a different solution, right? Okay, the third thing I want to talk about. There are many, many plugins and solutions out there that allow you to manage multiple WordPress websites, right? A company approached me 3 days ago, basically. They want me to do a video for them on their multi-WordPress management product, and it is a very well-known product. I will not name the names. If you want to put down some of the names, I might say yes or no, but I'm not going to say who it is, okay? They've approached me, and in fact, they have approached a few other people as well. How do I know they've approached other people? Well, I am part of like a secret little group that has a lot of well-known YouTubers in there. But anyway, and I know it was funny because we all got approached, well, not all of us, most of us, in like space of half an hour with practically the same email, just slight changes. I've told them the same price I would give to any company. You want us to do a video, the time to research, prep, record, edit, upload, and then social media promotion. So 6 things we've got to do. Here's your cost. And it's a basic cost. It's not very high. I'm telling you now, it's not high. Here's what you got to do. And what they've then said is, we're not paying that. We're not paying that. You know, we're not going to pay that unless you guarantee. Oh, hang on. Let me answer the questions and then I'll come back. Okay, I'll tell you what they said. Mathboob, I'm seeing initial response server keep hurting my pet. That's your server, Mathboob. Who's your server? Who is your server? Who's your host provider? Because that is then down to your host provider. D, modern events, Webness is a good one. Modern events by Webness. However, I'm not sure how good. I think it's quite good with ACF. What is the best cache plugin? Well, I just use a code snippet now. Or you could use WP Fastest Cache. Or you could use Lightspeed Cache. Or you could use W3 Total Cache. Or you could just use a credit card or cache. But there's loads, you know, and they practically all do the same thing. You know, they practically all do the same thing. Now, so this company, what they said was, can you guarantee that we get views? If you can't guarantee how many views we're going to get, you know, we can't pay. So here's what I said to them, okay? And I'm looking at the email I sent back to them, okay? And here's what I said to them. Anyone who can guarantee how many views you're going to get is not being honest, because it is subjective to the audience. Anyone who guarantees the number of views you get is not being honest, because it is subject to the audience. Right? Do you get what I'm saying here? Do you get what I mean? How can you ever guarantee anything? I can't guarantee if my video will get 100 views, 1,000, 1,000,000. Never get 1,000,000, but I can't guarantee that. How can you guarantee that? How do you say to someone, yeah, we're going to get you that? Anyway, they came back to me, and this all happened in the last hour. Okay, in the last hour, they've come back to me, and they've said, yeah, but we still want to work with you, right? Lower your price. And can you guarantee views? So what do you think I said? What do you think my reply was? I'm going to let you guys have a think. What do you think was my reply to this very well-known multi-million-pound company? Very well-known, you know, managing multiple WordPress installations and lots of other stuff. What do you think I said to them after they came back going, we still want to work with you, please lower your price, and can you guarantee how many views we're going to get? No, I actually gave them a proper reply. This time it was not one of those 2-word or 3-word or 5-word little outbursts where I'm like, none of that. But what do you think I know? Well, yeah, I said no, Mahboob. That's pretty obvious. But I gave him a proper reply. Imagine you've just said to someone, we can't guarantee views. It's subjective, right? And anyone who says they can is not being honest, right? Right, so so here's what I said, and then I'll come back to answering the questions. I've seen a few people, Red Heart has asked something there. I'll come back to you in a moment. Here's what I said. I can't lower my prices because these are the prices I do, and I have to remunerate myself for the time commitment put in to do this, right? Then I also said, I cannot accurately guarantee the views. However, get ready for this, all right? All right? If you have your trousers down, put your trousers up, put your cup down, sit back, put your feet up, or don't put your feet up because you might fall off your chair. Here's what I said. I could, if you want, go to Fiverr, employ someone who will then get me 10,000 views. However, I cannot guarantee that those views will actually convert and purchase your product. Also, the views might only be for 10 seconds or a minute, but we will try to get you 10,000 views. But I will then have to ask you to pay me more, because now I'm paying the Fiverr developer out of my pocket, and it will take more time for me to vet the Fiverr experts. And I left it at that, basically. Because I just thought, you know what, I've already told you that I can't guarantee. You come back to me still asking the same question and you want me to lower my prices. Well, okay, if you're so desperate for your views, we'll go and hire someone off Fiverr, go and get you your fake dummy bot views. And I made clear as well, I also made clear, I do not use bots. I do not do fake comments, subscriptions or views. Everything is organic. Just like me running off to the toilet now to have a piss. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yow, I'm back. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? Pickstar's probably busy at the moment. Right, let me just check the question that someone asked over here. Red Hot, do you prepare the plugin template in the proposal for each type of site? Well, no. What we do is we tell them the plugin we're going to use, and if there is a license cost like that, you know. But it all depends on if we think this is a good client. If we have a feeling that this is just a client trying to get a price, then we just say we would need to use certain plugins and the total cost of it might come to X, but we don't name the plugins Red Hot because they might take that info and just go elsewhere. So they're using our intelligence. So we might say there will be a booking plugin and the cost is whatever, but we might not name it. Because the minute you name it, they just go off and do their own thing. And you've done all the research and investigation and all of that. Yeah, I mean, D, I have found, D, that with FastPress, sometimes it's a good idea to totally deactivate all of the images one. And it might have been one of the lower down ones as well. Am I interested in Gutenberg? Gutenberg, I think, has got a couple of years left before it becomes, like, for me, appealing enough. It's not sexy enough. I don't like the interface. I don't like the way it looks. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to hug it. I don't want to do anything with it. It puts me off. And when you're using Elementor or Bricks or any other page builder, and it's, like, fun to use, Gutenberg feels to me like I've just gone back in time completely. It just feels like I've gone back 20 years in my life. So, yeah, it's like using Excel and then going back to Lotus 123. You know, for anyone who can think that far back, 35 years ago. 35 years ago? No, 30 years ago. No, 33 years ago, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Mamuka says, which is the best product for building real estate listings? My Listing, and we've got a video on that, Mamuka. Go and do a search in our YouTube channel for a video on the My Listing theme. The most recent video was done about 4 months ago, and it kind of goes through all of the settings and how I would advise you to work on it and build it. Hey, Jake, how are you? How are you doing? I'm quite good. Well, what's new? The page speed 2023 video we put out, 2 or 3 days ago. Hey, Nick knows what I'm talking about. Lotus 123. That was all the rage, wasn't it, before Excel took over, right? Do you remember that? Right, I remember at school, 1995, okay, I was at secondary school and we were learning to use Lotus 123 in 1995. How long ago was that? That would have been 27 years ago. There you go. 27 years ago. Okay, just check some of the more comments coming in. How can we apply a direct checkout page for single products with pop-up after click button? I think there's some plugins for that, and I bet there's probably a code snippet for that as well, Mahboob. I think. Not really done anything like that exactly. Fabric, what do you think about the Bloxy theme? To be honest, I don't use the Bloxy theme. I don't use Flotsam. I only use Hello. I prefer to keep things really, really slim. If I'm already using Elementor Pro for my website or bricks, right, I don't feel the need to then go and start using something extra because you will end up overloading with lots of different stuff. So it all depends on what the customer really needs. But I don't use Bloxy or Flotsam. Yeah, I think Feek, it still has to become more interesting. I don't think it's there yet. Don't forget to hit like if you've not hit like already. I think that Gutenberg still has a bit of a way to go before it's really there. Oh yeah, Nick. I mean, those were the days, right? Those were the days, okay, the computers at school and college. My God, even university, right? Everyone's walking around with their little floppy disk, 1.4 or whatever it was, megabytes. And the minute you got up to 1 megabyte, you're like, shit, this is loaded with images and stuff. Enough said about images. So about 3 days ago, Crockerblocks announced that the Jets, I can't remember which one it was now. Basically, one of their jets is now compatible with bricks. Jake, do they have any plans for front-end editing with Gutenberg in their roadmap? I don't know. Here's what I would say, okay, about Gutenberg. In the last 20 years, right? In the last 20 years, what have been the advances with WordPress? Forget the page builders. Forget the plugins. WordPress in itself, what have been the advances? And I know there have been some, but they're not amazing. They're not amazing, right? So I just think that with Gutenberg and stuff like that, I think, right, there's loads of stuff we'd like to see them do, but I just don't think we're ever going to get it. So we end up doing loads of code snippets and stuff to get what we want. Why don't I just wear a long sleeve shirt? Shall I tell you why, Paul? Because then what happens is sometimes I do, and then I end up rolling up the sleeves. Because when I'm working, when you got your elbow down, I don't always like to have, I don't like the feeling of, I just find it gets in my way when I'm working. Hey Charlie, how you doing? Hope you saw the page speed 2023 video and the tips and tricks in there. You might want to try it out, but Charlie, please make a backup first and try it out. Lots of people have had amazing, amazing results. Martin DeHaas, what do I think about branding breakdance? Okay, here's why, okay, Martin. Some of us did reach out to the breakdance CEO, Louis. He basically did not want to take on any advice from us. We challenged him on the pricing model that he had. He didn't like that. And we also challenged him on how he does his marketing. His marketing strategy is to put out posts that say, Elementor is shit. Elementor this, Elementor that. Look, we all have views and opinions, but his propaganda machine was to go at it like that. And we don't like that. We really don't like that. We also don't like how he treated some of his staff members that we know. And so we did, look, Elementor do not pay me to do what I do. Bricks do not pay me anything. I did tons of videos for Bricks in October. Do you remember? I did one every day coming out. The Bricks 101 series. We did not get a penny from Bricks. So people like Paul, Nee, and others would have done videos for Breakdance. However, the propaganda machine, the way he comes across, it's a bit like I don't want to associate with anyone like that because it just feels... For me, that kind of behavior breeds toxicity. So we want to be careful of that. Nothing against him or Breakdance, but it's just not for us. Yeah, exactly, Jake. Most updates with WordPress tend to be security, right? It's not really moved on massively. I'm not sure, D. I'm not sure. I mean, you haven't got lazy load applied, so your images should load through fine. Take care, math boob. Balasaz, what defense plugin do you recommend that don't slow down? All-in-one security firewall is pretty good. It also depends on your hosting provider. Hopefully they've got one. SiteGround do have something in the back end. And then on the front end, you might put all-in-one security or WordFence as well. Charlie, I've not looked at Bricks, no time, but I bought a license. Is it still looking like a good future builder? Yeah, it is, Charlie, it is. It's getting... I have to say though, the developments on Bricks have slowed down. It was on an upward. It was developing at a good pace. It's slightly slowed down, but I think that might just be Christmas period. It's slowed down a bit. Yeah, exactly, Martin. I mean, it's just unfortunate, and if Breakdance were to change their way, some others might, you might see a change of opinion from us. So tonight, Paul Charlton, WP Tuts, has got a live chat in 8 hours time. 8 hours or 7.5 hours time, right? 7.5 hours time. I'm on the live chat with him, and we're going to be talking about AI. Basically, how does AI help you as a designer or developer? So we're going to be, we'll be there talking about AI. So yeah, tonight, everyone, if you want to jump onto Paul's live chat, you have to put up with seeing me again. Yeah, and Pete makes a really good point there as well. That's the other problem with Gutenberg, right? I've got Bricks, I've got Elementor. Why would I want to use Gutenberg and then pay another $49 for like Generate Press or Quickly or Spectra or whatever, when I might as well use a more fleshed out product like Elementor, and obviously a good one, which is like, 8 p.m. Charlie, that's it. Or use Bricks. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I know people will say, but the performance of Gutenberg is lightning fast. That is true, but then when I look at what you can do, I'm not overwhelmed. I just don't feel overwhelmed by it, and I feel like it's still a couple of years more development needs to go into some of the existing solutions. Quickly isn't that good. I've heard a lot of horror stories about Quickly now and again. Spectra, I've heard, is quite complicated. Generate Press blocks and all of that seem to have more traction, but then I just feel like if I'm not using Elementor, I'd rather be using Bricks. So Mamoka, can Elementor be faster like Gutenberg in the future? Elementor is fast as long as you apply the right optimizations. So go watch our Page Speed 2023 video, because I don't have issues with Elementor and speed. And whenever I work with anyone who has, they've either got too much. They haven't done the layout properly. They've got too much images. They've not custom loaded. They haven't done a WebP image. They've got tons of plugins, right? I'm working on a website today that has got over 70 plugins and over 60 of them are active. And I just looked at it and went, it's not WooCommerce. It's not appointment. It's not a booking. There's no directory. It's a basic site and it's got over 70 plugins. Why? You know, and that's your problem. Often that is the problem. Yeah, absolutely, Brian there. Mamuka, what about Cadence? Again, Mamuka, why would you need Cadence? If you're using Elementor Pro or Bricks, well, if you got Bricks, you wouldn't use Cadence anyway because Bricks is the theme. But if you're using Elementor Pro, you don't need Cadence. The only time when you might use Cadence is if you're not investing in Elementor Pro or another page builder. Then Astra Pro, Bloxy Pro, Cadence Pro might be your friend. Until then, you don't need it. Safik says, please show us a tutorial on building a WordPress theme. I'm going to say no, because I see no benefit to that, because I just use Hello or Bricks. So there's no point in me kind of building that out, because I have no interest in it. I just saw your comment there, Eddie. You're not feeling well today. Really sorry to hear that. Is this a long-term illness, or is it just come on? Or I hope you get better, my friend. Bricks and Jet plugins are going to be a killer combination. I think so too. I mean, I still have to learn all the ins and outs of the Crocker-Block Jet plugins, really, so I can do some future videos. But yeah, that looks like a good one. Hey, Kumu. Oh, Charlie, believe me, mate. Believe me. It's not even a shop. It's not even appointment booking. And it's got over 60 active plugins. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's like they've gone, oh, I want to do X. Oh, I'll install that. Oh, I want to do this. I'll do that. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. They've already got Elementor Pro and Essential add-ons and exclusive add-ons and another third add-on. And I'm like, why? Unlimited elements, that was it. Why have you got all of these on? Why? Like, really? Was there something you really, really liked that you went and put in a whole plugin? And I know you're going to say, yeah, but you can stop certain widgets from showing. Yeah, but there's still JavaScript in the back end. It's still loaded on your server, in your back-end database. It's still loaded, okay? You could still have conflict when there's updates. You know, the risk is ridiculous, right? Which is why I keep saying to people, look, if you're going to use Elementor, get Elementor Pro and do it right. Yeah, Pete, you mentioned that. I don't get that issue, surprisingly. I don't get that issue. So is it that you have to click it twice? Because I don't get that problem, which is a bit of a weird one. Yes, Afik says he wants to do that. Well, there are articles and videos online, Feek. And unless you pay me, Feek... Okay, look, Feek, are you going to pay me $600 to go and research and create a video for you? I bet you won't. So unless you are willing to pay... There's my details. Unless you're going to pay $600 for me to go away and research and all of that, and get the best method and methodology and all of that to do that, it's not happening, Feek. That's the reality of it. Can't do everything for free. Yeah, but Mamuka, you have to understand, right, yeah? Sometimes people are very tribal. It's like politics. You're either left or right or the middle or, you know, whatever, okay? Football teams, right? You know, people are very one-sided. So there's going to be loads of people that hate Elementor and they're going to love Gutenberg. But there'll be people who hate Gutenberg that love Bricks or Breakdance or whatever. So it's all it is about is what do you like using? And I'm coming at it from I've tried Gutenberg. I like Elementor. I like bricks. I've even looked at breakdance until I was like, I'm not going to go in that way. But I don't like Gutenberg, and I'm coming at it from an independent point of view. No affiliation. You know, if Gutenberg was damn good, I'd be using it now. I think it has got legs, but it has to get better. I just feel like, is it enough to make me use it? And I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it yet. At some point in the future, maybe. So Jake's comment there, would I end up doing jet engine? I will one day. But I do feel like they are quite complicated. Actually, I've just read your comment. You admit it can get a bit complicated. Yeah, the thing is though, Jake, with me, it's a bit like, how much time have I got to learn the plugin, test it out, record, edit? And when I think about, like, we took on a new client, new client's project started today, right? We took them on 3 days ago. Got another 2 potential coming on. I got another one that might start next week. That's a long-term client. I've got another one that might start in February. Then there's all the videos. Then there's a presentation I've got to do for the Page Summit in February. And I've got to record a video for that presentation as well. Then there's all the stuff we do on YouTube. So I have to balance off all of that and life, son, wife, all of these things. So at the moment, I just feel a bit like, I mean, Dave Dave mentions jet engine. So if I was going to do it, maybe I start with jet engine. And what I probably might do is watch other, and the other thing is, even if I wanted to watch other people's videos to get a better grasp of it, again, the time it takes to do you know what I mean? Takes the time to do there. It has been on my radar though for like over a year. It has been on my radar for a year, and I really would love to do it. So I'm gonna try and get it done sooner or later. Mamuka, I want to redesign my agency web. You built it in Divi, then in Cadence. Now I want to rebuild it in Bricks. Go for it then, Mamuka. Quite frankly, go for it. You got nothing to lose. You create a staging site and you go away and build it. Leave your current website as it is. Create a staging site, install the page builder or the theme that you want to go for, and just build it out. But yeah, I will. I need to. What I need is like a day of nothing. No live chat, no family, no son, no meetings, no TV programs I need to watch, nothing. No client work, no videos, no editing. Nothing. I don't know how to stress out the word nothing. I need there to be a big bang. All everywhere, everything explodes. Right, and I'm floating in space, and I find a really old computer, and then when I reach out to it, it starts to play a jet engine tutorial, and I go, oh, okay, I might as well watch it. I mean, I got nothing else to do. I'm floating in space. Then I'll probably commit to getting it done. Do you know what? Yeah, I mean, I don't like Beaver. Mainly because I've had very bad experiences with it. 2 separate clients, their websites were with Beaver. One of them was Convert to Elementor. God, that was a headache. And then another one was with Beaver. And I tried to modify one of their pages and oh my God, it drove me mad. I even said to the client, it's taken me 1 hour to do something that I should have done like that. You know, it drove me ballistically mad. But thank God we have ChatGPT. Now I could just go to ChatGPT and say, how do I do this? And it probably would tell you. Yeah, but Mamuka, what you have to remember, okay? Mamuka, okay? Let me give you a bit of advice, Mamuka, okay? Let me give you some advice about Elementor. You could give someone a really slow car, but they could drive it really well because it's the driver. You could also give someone a Lamborghini and they could crash it. and not... You could give a Lamborghini to someone who's 99 years old and they're going to drive it like this. Very slow. Right? So just because other people have had problems does not mean you would. And that's the thing you got to bear in mind. I'm just going to show you this image, right? This is a website built in Elementor, right over here. This is Elementor, 5-page website. I know it's not amazing, but look at the homepage. Look at the scores. The Elementor Pro, 99 for the mobile and 100 for the desktop. Right? So, because a lot of people, and I'm not calling out anyone here. Don't forget to hit like. A lot of people from Fiverr or other places, and this is true. You can argue with me as much as you want, but this is true. They build websites with no thought over layout, content, the back-end optimization, the front-end optimization, no thought whatsoever, overload plugins, and all they say is, I'm using Elementor, my website is slow. And you go, okay, what else are you using? Well, I got Ocean WP. Okay, that might be part of it. What else? I got 60 plugins. That might be part of it. Have you done WebP? No, not going to do WebP. No, not going to do that. My dad's phone, right? My dad bought his phone 40 years ago. You can't even make a phone call on it. How's he going to look at a WebP? You sort of go, flipping neck, mate. You can't look at anything on there. Have you custom loaded your fonts? No, I'm using a Google font. Why would I need to custom load it? No. Google font means you're fetching it. I'm not fetching. When I went to Elementor, the font was already there. Yeah, I know it was there, but it is still fetching. G font static, whatever it is. Font static, whatever. G static, shit, whatever. Right? You've got too many intersections, but I need the intersection. No, you don't. You don't need the intersection. Yes, I do. No, you don't. No, you don't. You could have used custom width and lay things out and all of that, right? Okay. So a lot of times when I have people who bullshitting and shitting all over Elementor's speed, when I ask questions and look at their website, I can instantly go, the reason you're getting a bad score is, I mean, look, when you take their URL and put it in page speed and you look at all the recommendations, you can clearly see all they've done is just just added stuff with no thought process whatsoever. So I would say, Mamuka, try it out. Don't fall for what people say. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. And what I find really funny is a lot of them that go on about it, then why are you still using it? If you hate it so much, why are you still using it? Why are you here? Why haven't you moved to something else? You know, and they're often in denial about what they've done. Anyway, let me just check some of the comments coming in. Yeah, Dave, really good. I mean, yeah, I've seen many websites where they've got Yoast and Rank Math, and I'm like, why have you got Yoast? Oh, I want to keep it. I go, no. Did you import from Yoast to Rank Math? No, I didn't import. And you go, why not? When you install Rank Math, it says to you, do you want to import? Why did you not do that? Oh, I didn't want to do that. And you just sort of think, flipping heck. You know, like, flipping heck. Kumu, I have a question. Let's say you're a building contractor and the client asks you to build a house, but he wants it upside down. Yeah, exactly. You have to advise the client and go, look, I know what you want, but have you thought about this? What is good practice? You know, what is good practice? Yeah, Jake. Got to install both to get the extra SEO power. So I have got, so I'm working on a client's website, and I've obviously taken a break from that to talk to all of you. Trying to sort out a little bit of an issue with ACF that I hope I can get some advice off from a few friends and people, and then carry on working on that. Then I've got to pick my son up, and then I'm going to continue working on the site. I'm really hoping I get this all knocked out today. It's an American client. Very, 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 very important website for the political market. Very, very important. And Then tonight we've got 8 p.m. a live chat with Paul about AI. I hope you join that. I'm sure we'll be talking about Midjourney, ChatGPT. What does it mean for web design, side hustles, projects, how it can help you out, content creation, and all of that stuff. But I hope I see you there. If you've not hit like, oh sorry Charlie, if you just sent something. Oh actually, yeah, I can see it now. It's opened up. Sorry. The thing is though, Charlie, so I'm just responding to Charlie here at the moment, is that look, if your website is getting 100% right, but you're still getting these things popping up from Google, give it time to filter through. And sometimes there comes a point where you have to draw a line, Charlie, and just say, forget it. Just forget it, okay? Because your score's looking okay, everything's going through fine, and I literally just say, do you know what? There's only so much you can do. And that issue that they're cropping up there, I would say just forget it, let it go. Seriously, I'd say let it go. Check again in a couple of days, but I would say let it go. Duplicate post, the one by MD Singh, I think his name is my go-to plugin for duplicate. It is an amazing lightweight plugin. It does the job. I love it. I absolutely love that plugin, but just how simple and easy it is now. Yeah, I mean, I would say, Charlie, though, if you've made any new improvements now, you might just need to give it a couple of days to pull through. And make sure you purge your server, okay? No, it's not a far-right Republican at all, Jake. It's not, no. I draw the line. No matter how much money you give, I draw the line. I kind of draw the line. I do draw the line at that. It's a tricky one, Charlie, because, like, unless you can identify exactly which... so sometimes the largest contentful paint might be the text. It won't be the image. It could be a bar. It could be a text. It could be a divider line. It could be anything like that. And sometimes it's very tricky to get that to be a full tick if you can't completely get the root cause of why it's tripping up, basically. Hey Blake, how you doing? Kumu, I recently got some issues with WebP and Safari browser on Mac. Yeah, but well, there you go, mate. There you go, Kumu. Right, so look, Safari, okay, 11. Kumu, let's stick on this point. We are now on Safari 16.1. Since Safari 14, WebP was enabled for the iOS on the phone and Safari version 14. We're now on 16.1. If your client is still on Safari 11, my question to them is, well, your machine's too old. Why have you not updated? What is holding you back? And what you've got to explain to her is, you do know that by continuing to use Safari 11, your computer and your browsing is open to vulnerability, spyware, malware, nowhere, right? You are now open to vulnerability, basically that. And if they don't want to update, it's not your problem. I would say to them, I would go, seriously, right? Images and WebP are the least of your concern. You are 5 versions out of date. You are open to a major cyber attack. Just say that to them, right? Tell them you are open to a major cyber attack. At any point, you won't even know about it. They could be doing it right now. But it's your computer, your browser. Either update your computer or update your browser, or just give up altogether and turn the thing off. And that's what you got to say to them. That's what you got to say to them. Nice one, Blake. You got your first client prospect. Fill out the contact form on my site. Spoke to her on the phone. She needs to think about her business. Hey, look, babe, but you made some You made a connection, Blake. And what you also want to say to them, right, if you don't hear from them in, say, a couple of days or whatever, just go back to them and say, hey, look, just to let you know, if you refer anyone to you, Blake, and it converts into a website, you will pay this other person who referred, I don't know, £100, £50. You give them something back. Don't go for £30, a bit meaningless, but 50 gets attention, Blake. So even if that client who never used you, doesn't use you, goes elsewhere, let them know, hey, if you refer anyone to me or if you know anyone and it converts into a website build, I will pay you £50 or £100, right? Form these connections, form these relationships where they might start to get you work via word of mouth. Okay, everyone, we are now entering the final 2 minutes. We have now been live for 1 hour and 5 minutes. I really do need to crack on with this little project, which is going to be stressing me out if I don't get it done today. I want to get it done before Paul's live chat, if I'm honest. Because when I do the live chat, I'm going to lose about an hour of my life. Then it's quite late. Got to make sure my son is asleep, because I bet when he hears that I'm on a live chat, he'll come down and he won't go to sleep. So I've got to do all of that. Yeah, but do that, Blake, all right? Do that, Blake. In fact, what I'm going to say, Blake, is every time anyone ever contacts you and you go back to them, let them know in your reply, by the way, boom, 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 boom. So you're enticing them from the get-go. You don't wait to see whether they're going to work with you or not. Get it in from the get-go, all right? And it's a strategy that can actually work out for you quite well. We are now entering the final minute. We're now entering the final minute. Look, it's been really great talking to you all today. I will see you later at 8 p.m. Thank you so much for everyone that has kept the faith with Web Squadron and the Page Speed 2023 video, supporting us with your views. It just helps to build our profile, get us out there, and helps us to share great good practice, because I know it's working, it's worthwhile, and it's helping you all out. And you know what? If I've saved you a fair amount of money rather than using some optimization tools, I feel damn good about that. Okay, everyone, I'm going to say goodbye now. Take care. I'm going to now crack on with some other stuff. I'll see you all soon. Stay safe.